Hello, gentlemen. NYKia31 here, Madden 17. My playbook rankings. Here you see the current ones I have done. I am on the Eagles. Seems like we've been here before because it's very similar to the Chiefs. I thought it'd be identical, which would make this a pretty, academic exercise, but it's not quite the same. There are some subtle differences in it, but by and large, it obviously has a lot of the same stuff as the Chiefs one does. As I'm sitting here in the near formation, you guys know I love this formation, a little old school West Coast nostalgia. As I hit that mesh post, I always like coming out in that formation and seeing how long I can stay in it. I'll stay an entire drive in it if I can. I just wish it was more fleshed out. I mean, you still have the fullback and halfback dives, but I wish there was a counter, a sweep, something off tackle as well. But you have post drag, you have Z spot, spacing. Bleh. Actually, I think I actually complete a pass here on spacing. No, yeah, I do. I throw it outside. I've had the little hitch route with the tight end there, but I just played it safe. Spacing is not very good in this game for a variety of reasons I've already gone over. And I'm still in it. I'm just still chugging away at it. I have a tight end there playing fullback for Doritz, who's a pretty good blocker. Got 87 run block, and he's pretty strong. And Ricky Williams, this is the battle ready legend version. He's a pretty reliable ball carrier. So I go from that to I form, and the I form is pretty similar to the one in the Chiefs, and pretty similar to what you find in most of these playbooks. It's got a few auto motion stuff, but nothing really out of the ordinary sticks out about it. It's got the play action scissors, the play action in. I like the auto motion mesh and slip screen, and the auto motion Z spot. I always like it when those auto motions are sequenced with something that makes some type of sense. You overran that there, so I was able to zip that bad boy in there. But anytime that they're sequenced with plays that can kind of keep someone off balance, that's a good thing as opposed to just predictable one-off route combinations with nothing to really constrain anybody. Just simple slants. So I spent this entire drive under center and did it pretty darn well. Eye close is pretty nice. Probably the biggest difference between the Chiefs playbook and the Eagles is not nearly as much college style option. I believe there's one zone read play in this playbook as opposed to the Chiefs version. It's got the pistol formation, same formations, but you don't have the speed option, power option, and the zone read. I also believe that, if I'm not mistaken, that the Chiefs one has a triple option out of the pistol, but the normal, gun normal, and all that stuff is pretty much the same. A very spread West Coasty type of feel. You see a lot of flanker drive in it. Here I'm just trying to muscle it and fail. But again, it's just pretty similar to the Chiefs playbook with some changes here and there. You still have those two A sets. You got wing trips, Eagles, the trio, the bunch wide. I'd like the bunch wide much better if edge pressure doesn't scare me to death so much. I like this play out of the gun tray, this all crossers. Basically take your pick. I went over the top because I only had a few seconds left. I figured I'd take a shot, but that stuff is still pretty solid. No change there. Deuce close. You can run bench, the wham chung, stretch. A couple of good play action plays here. I run stick. And basically it's just a simple flat hitch read. Both the hitches were covered up, so I went to the flat and I picked the field side. All these runs are pretty solid. All these plays are pretty solid in this formation. The wham is a quick hitter. Got Kyle Rudolph leading in there. Got a nice little alley. So you can do some nice running here in this formation. And overall, under center, I'm pretty satisfied with. Got the ace bunch there, which a 12 personnel package. One back, two tight ends, two receivers. You got a Z spot there under center. You got the toss. And because the tight end there, one of the tight ends is lined up as a wing, you have a lot of the same pass protection benefits that you have out of the shotgun gun bunch, which is really nice. I wish there was a package where you could put a receiver there, but alas, you can't have everything, I guess. But again, you see that there, the Z spot is exactly the same as the shotgun bunch Z spot, which is a good complement to the bunch wide. But bunch wide is a little bit trickier to run. And bunch wide does a really good job of spreading the field sideline to sideline. One of the best formations that does that in the game. But again, and hopefully the patch addresses edge pass protection. It's not a good formation for picking up at the edge hit that people like the nickel blitz 2 and the buck slant and all that good stuff. The slant 2 blitz. Um, you got to make sure that you have the back blocked to the opposite side of the line slid, and you have to motion the tight end and snap the ball right before he gets past the tackle, right when he gets to the tackle, in order to protect yourself against those type of blitzes, which is a real pain and negates the effectiveness of that formation. Here we step off a deep out of the split pro. You don't have the option stuff out of the split pro that you do in the Chiefs book. You have the shovel option there. We don't have a zone read. I'm rolling with Derek Carr here as our quarterback. He has the scoots to get it done in the zone read game. But again, the zone read game, the quarterback takes a while to get going, so how much use is that anyway? Trying to run a little bit of outside zone. I moved the tight end into block. I have a cutback lane. I really thought I did, but that didn't last very long. Gun trio Eagles, very nice. More of that college spread type of flavor. Here's the gun punch wide. You got the play action post. You have spacing. You have Z spot. I'm looking to high point this bad boy to McCaffrey here. And there we go. So same reads, but just a little bit more of a spread flavor there, with bunch side really spread out. I just wish it was more effective as far as getting guys out of base of line, but we've been down that road before. Pistol running game is kind of meh. Basically, the pistol power is the go-to run if you're going to run out of the pistol at all, unless you're running draws. Draw pistol power. The pistol dives and the zones and the counters. It just take too long to get going. I mean, even that looked like it was going to be more of a gain than it should have been, and it probably would have been, but it just takes so long for the quarterback and the back to mesh on the handoff. And then it seems to me that there's slower acceleration out of the back, out of the pistol as well. So the pistol running game is just really poor. You're going to try to pop a little bit of a zone read. This is probably the best that you can hope for. See those stutter steps that the quarterback takes? I mean, that could have been a 5 or 6 yard gain, but because of that stutter step after the mesh, it's only a 2 yard gain on the zone read. And Carr has 88 speed with decent acceleration. I mean, it really kills the spread option, flavor. So, with that being said, you have basically the same playbook as the Chiefs, but without the power options and the speed options that the Chiefs playbook has. So I'm going to tuck it right behind the Chiefs because I actually like the speed and power options. So there you go. Falcons are next. Talk to you all later. Peace.